Good morning, wrestling fans. Welcome to PWR today. It's Tuesday morning, July 6th, 2021. The man they call Meathead, the lovely, the not late because we didn't do a show yesterday, but it's Linda Kay.
Good morning, Meathead. Happy post-extended 4th of July weekend.
And happy anniversary to the new world order.
New.
July 6th, 1996, the New World Order debuted at Bash at the Beach in WCW. Isn't that great? Seriously, it's 25 years. It's the 25th anniversary of the NWO.
That is crazy to think about and fathom, considering we still have a lot of the NWO members currently, involved in wrestling on our wrestling screen somewhat regularly, but 25 years ago. Whew.
25 years ago, the wrestling business was changed. Now, in honor of the NWO, and we'll circle back to them in just a second. Are you ready, Linda?
Mm-hmm.
The following announcement has been paid for by PWR today.
Linda, who's our sponsor today? Who's selling our merch?
Ooh, our sponsor, of course, is Collar and Elbow. Make sure to go to collarandelbowbrand.com to find the latest and greatest in wrestling street fashions and use promo code LindaK, that's LINDAKAY, to save yourself 10% off your order. And Meathead, there's some awesome summer apparel.
I saw that. There's more.
Yes. Make sure to check it out.
There is more up there. And again, I've always got stuff in my cart. Sometimes I don't pull the trigger right away, but I've got stuff in my cart on a daily basis.
You'll find some new fashions.
Right. New shirts from Meathead. I know that here in the studio, here in the PWR studio where I'm at in the Appleton location and you being in the Southeast Wisconsin location, because Linda, we got to keep you protected. I know that I might have to buy a new Festus face shirt. I cannot find mine. And what? I think it's because somebody doesn't like that look. I think that shirt's disappeared. The lady that does my laundry, I think she took it.
It's a rather interesting shirt.
Because that was supposed to be worn. That was supposed to be worn all Sunday on the 4th of July. Because there's nothing more festive on the 4th of July than seeing Luke Gallows make the Festus face.
Yeah, I guess that shirt could be taken the wrong way if you didn't watch WWE at the time.
I guess it could. Because he's got his tongue sticking out of his face. But you know what? I'm not here to make everybody understand what I'm doing. I'm just here to entertain.
Right. Exactly. That's what we all here to do.
All right. We said we'd circle back to the new world order. Wrestling icon. I used to love doing, oh my God, when the NWO came out, I was going around doing that voice I just did, the announcer voice for the New World Order. I was going around doing that, going, I'll have a Big Mac with cheese. I loved when the NWO came out so much, I got into the Ministry song called New World Order. That's how much I loved it.
Yes.
Which, small piece of inspiration there. But the reason we're talking about the NWO, it's the 25th anniversary of the NWO today, and WWE is going to celebrate it on July 7th. Did I say? I swear to you, it says July 7th in my notes. I swear to you, Bash at the Beach 96 was on the 6th. Linda, can you entertain the fans? I gotta know. I have to know.
Well, if it did take place on July 6, 1996, depending on your time zone, it
was July 7th.
Been July 7th already. So, or if you're in the further, Pacific or whatever is more west. But 25 years, pretty much to the date.
All right, so I was wrong. It was July 7th. But anyways, July 7th, 1996. Hogan uncorked the leg drop heard around the world on the Macho Man, joining forces with Scott Hall and Kevin Nash, and announced the formation. You're looking at a new world order. Mean Gene not having it. the crowd just chucking stuff. Oh my gosh. Again, I honestly think later after this show, I'm going to go back and watch that entire match because it was supposed to be, I think it was Macho, it was Sting, and who was their partner? Was it Hogan at that point? And they were going to take on Hall and Nash with a mystery partner.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I remember Matthew and I don't know if you ever listened to it, but Matthew and I were doing that Retro Nitro podcast that we had going on for a while. I think it was Nitro Meltdown or Nitro Nitrous or something. I don't know what the hell we called it. I loved talking about the NWO and the way things were going with the NWO. They got way too big, way too fast, and then they got way too corny. But the NWO had such a stroke in the business. It was unbelievable. Here's what the WWE is going to do this week. Today, they're going to have the best of the NWO on the Peacock. Tomorrow, X-Pac is on WWE's The Bump. And this Sunday, the Broken Skull Sessions will feature NWO founding member, Big Daddy Cool, Big Sexy, Kevin Nash is going to be on Broken Skull Sessions with Austin. Austin put out a NWO announcement featuring Hollywood Stone Cold that was just too sweet.
Yeah, I mean, everything this week celebrating the NWO. I'm most looking forward to friend of the show, Kevin Nash.
Yes, he was on the final
sessions. Yes, of course, the final. Well, if you know Kevin Nash, he's such a great storyteller. I cannot wait to hear.
And very nice. I mean, because I'm just a meathead. And he's been absolutely nice to me every single time.
Same to me. So I cannot wait to hear what him and Hollywood Stone Cold, that is, or Hollywood Steve Austin, excuse me, have to say, not just about the NWO, but of course, just about their wrestling history itself.
All right. Well, hey, real quick before we get into talking about Raw from last night, I want to grab a couple pieces off of SmackDown. SmackDown was a few days ago. Again, folks, we didn't have a show yesterday. Just kind of taking in the July 5th fireworks in the greater Milwaukee area. I know you guys were doing fireworks as well, including the July 4th fireworks. It was really a weekend of fireworks. By the way, if you ever get to the south side of Milwaukee, the Milwaukee area, I know the Gun Show, Lance Allen. Linda, I know you've probably seen him at some point, but there is nobody that's beaten Greendale's fireworks every year. I literally was laying underneath them. That grand finale went on for a good 5 minutes. Holy smokes.
Yeah. I mean, Milwaukee has some of the best fireworks shows. I'm not sure how I can compare it to other towns because I'm typically in Milwaukee for 4th of July, but everybody in the area, we've got the Big Bang. Typically we have the huge 3rd of July fireworks, but even the smaller park ones, as you just mentioned, are the smaller town ones, Greendale.
The Milwaukee County Park System fireworks are amazing.
Yeah, there was some last night. We had fireworks Saturday the 3rd, fireworks on Sunday the 4th,
fireworks on Monday the 5th.
Yeah, what a
Linda, driving back from Milwaukee to Appleton for the hour 40 minutes, we were watching fireworks the whole way home. I mean, it's amazing to think about this because, most of your fireworks happen at dusk, right? So the fireworks kick off at 9:30, 9:40, whatever it is. Then we get home at midnight, they're still shooting them off.
Well, you know what my favorite fireworks were from this past weekend?
Oh, tell me.
That raised high above the Deer District outside the Pfizer
Milwaukee,
where the Milwaukee Bucks clinched their spot into this year's NBA Finals.
Wow.
I'm sure a lot of people listening may have seen footage of the Deer District itself. It's
tremendous. Bonkers. There's more people outside than there are inside the games.
Pretty much, yeah. So I am looking forward to going to the Deer District this upcoming Sunday. I know there's games in Phoenix with the Bucks tonight and Thursday, but the first home game is going to be
1
Sunday.
and 2 are Phoenix, and then 3 and 4 are Milwaukee.
Yeah, so I'm planning on partaking in the festivities on the Pfizer Forum. Anywho, we were talking about fireworks, and those were my favorite ones this past weekend.
I tell you, I might be an old man they call Meathead, but I was only 2. I wasn't even 2 yet when they were in it. When the Bucks went to the finals before, I've never seen the Brewers win a World Series. I was alive in '82 when they went to the World Series. It's time. We're ready. Milwaukee's a hot sports city, man. The Packers do what they do. They went to the NFC Championship 2 years in a row. The Bucks do what they do. They're now in the NBA Finals, taking on the Phoenix Suns and the Brewers. One game short of free hamburgers. I mean,
I
seriously.
know. Anybody that gets that, yeah.
But what I wanted to get at, speaking of fireworks, there's some little fireworks probably going off at the lovely abode of Mr. Aleister Black and Miss Zelina Vega. Zelina Vega returns in SmackDown, has been inserted in the Women's Money in the Bank match.
Yeah. What a pleasant surprise to see Zelina Vega, also a friend to PWR.
Yeah, I popped. I was like, oh, okay, yeah, welcome back.
Yeah, and to get her spot in the Money in the Bank pay-per-view match, I it is interesting that she comes back on and automatically gets a spot, but I liked the placement of that. It put in a good feud right off the bat. Oh my god, with Liv Morgan, sorry, blank there. With Liv Morgan.
Well, Liv Morgan's thing is that she's trying to earn her spot, so
right,
everybody
but
that gets.
I was just going to say that Zelina got a great chance to explain why she deserves that spot. And,
exactly.
She got a great promo there.
She didn't get to wrestle enough when she was in her, because she was the hero of the first half of the pandemic. I mean, she was out on TV every single week.
She was my number one draft pick for the PWR Fantasy Draft last year.
Yeah, so here's we don't know the facts, but here's what's being reported. She still has her Twitch channel. And there is allegedly an apology that came from the WWE office. Do we know this as facts? No, we don't. We'll have to ask her ourselves. However, we are happy to see her working again. Now, the question has to be asked. It's got to be asked out loud because we wouldn't be doing our jobs if we didn't. Behind the scenes, her lovely husband, Aleister Black. With her now coming back into the company, into the fold, is Aleister Black far behind?
Yeah, we gotta wonder. I mean, his release was rather shocking, or not too long ago, and then seeing her return again, a huge surprise, given the whole Twitch situation and given her husband just being released. I would say perhaps I might lean toward.
Well, you could say the standard line from wrestling is never say never. I mean, Warrior returned, Sable returned, all these other things, never say never. However, given the way he was let go and they were given this huge, I don't know, to be completely honest, and we've speculated this a few times. Again, this is not proven, this is not fact, but WWE is acting like a company that is priming itself for sale. So who knows?
Yeah. I mean, I was going to say, ideally you would think it could, bring his return sooner than later. But then again, we've seen, or there are currently lots of couples where there's one person in WWE and the other in AEW or in ROH or Impact, etc. So, I don't know. I guess right now, just see how quickly the return of Zelina Vega can rise.
WWE has done, to their credit, they have done what they can to keep couples, real life couples, and husband and wives, family together. The WWE returns to the road next week, Friday. Okay. The Thunderdome is done next week, Monday. That's it. It's over. That is the go home on the Thunderdome. That is a wrap for the Thunderdome next week, Monday. They will be live next week, Friday, on the road for SmackDown in Texas the weekend before Money in the Bank. So with, them back on the road again, I would ask, why wouldn't you bring him back? What did he do wrong? I mean, and how do you not believe that this dude isn't money? He sells tickets, he sells merchandise. He's got a Q rating,
Yeah, I mean, Samoa Joe.
Back now, Samoa Joe was brought right back right after being released. Literally brought right back. So. Yeah. Well, there was that, and there was Edge and Jimmy Uso going at each other. Edge broke off the footrest of a steel chair and put it in the mouth of Jimmy Uso in a submission hold. Edge looking vicious. Now, I need to not see that face when I'm trying to listen to quite possibly my favorite Alter Bridge song of all time, but it helps with the story. Because on this day, I can see clearly you're freaking me out.
Well, I mean, Edge did a great job at zooming in on that pretty much same scene back at Mania with Roman Reigns, and they recreated it very well with
Yeah.
Jimmy Uso. Yeah, I chuckled a little, but hey, it's just really showing his intensity, how much he wants to get back at Roman, and why not start it with Jimmy Uso?
Okay, well, that was SmackDown again. This week's SmackDown still live in the Thunderdome. Next week, Monday's Raw will be the go-home on the Thunderdome. Last night's Raw that we had was interesting in the fact that, Matthew Thomas and we talked about Raw from last week, Linda, and I thought of you when we were talking about it. I said, I didn't hate this Raw from last week. I somewhat enjoyed it. I forget who Damien Priest was working, but it was a match I think I needed. I think it was Damien Priest and Ricochet, honestly. I was like, I never knew I needed a Damien Priest and Ricochet match at a pay-per-view, but wow.
Oh,
wow.
that Battle Royal, right? Yeah.
Yeah, that was amazing. So I think Damien Priest's star is on the rise again. Ricochet's star is now back on the rise for the last month or so, being inserted into this Money in the Bank. And here's what we had from Raw last night. It started off with Miz TV, and Miz still in the wheelchair with Johnny Juice or Johnny Juju or Johnny Auju or Jerp or Moist Johnny doing that. I'll get it right eventually, like on the first try. I don't think I want to. What this leads to is McIntyre getting a shot, and they also attacked Riddle as well. Matthew Thomas's Matthew to watch in 2021. Your thoughts on the setup for the night?
Well, I think it was hilarious when Riddle got to the top of the ladder and said, "I'm really high."
They call that a double entendre.
No, I loved it. It just kind of put into perspective all the talent that's already locked in to be in Money in the Bank, which is setting up to be quite a tremendous match. Just with the Raw talents alone.
The Raw talents alone, exactly.
Yeah, I liked the comedy bits in there. I also.
Oh, and who's the guy from SmackDown that you luckily didn't pull the trigger on giving up on right away, and is now in the match?
KO, that is Kevin Owens.
He's in that Money in the Bank match as well.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, we didn't mention him and Sammy, but they were totally each other in that match. Woo! Okay, but back to Raw. So, yeah, I mean, having AJ, attacking, and Omos attacking the ankle of Riddle, I mean, set up for their match later on Raw. But I like that opening segment, and we didn't get Randy Orton again, but we
nowhere to be found.
Yeah.
According to Matt Riddle, this goes out to you, Randy, wherever you are. Another match and another interaction that I didn't think we needed until we got the second of it, and we're going to be getting a third of it either next week or 2 weeks from now. I don't remember, but Ricochet and Johnny Juicy. I'm loving the interactions. Here's what I'll say about this. Again, we enjoyed Raw when Matthew and I talked. We enjoyed Raw. I don't know how you felt about this Raw yet. I'll tell you, last night's Raw was kind of back to the same thing for me with a little bit of spice in there. Here's why I have a problem with it. Is because all this talent cuts that you do, all these talent cuts that you keep doing, I see these guys in multiple segments. Linda, I've said this before already. I see multiple segments from the same 5 or 6 people. You could have had a mix-up of your show. However, you cut them all loose. I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah. I will say, at least for the most part, a lot of the rematches or refeuds or combinations, whatever you want to call it, have been great ones, at least in the case of Ricochet and John Morrison. I mean, Johnny Drip Drip. I mean, they had a tremendous match
Moist Johnny
last week, and then this week again. I mean, that bump that Ricochet took outside the ring. I mean, I'm like, oh my gosh.
Oh yeah, that looked painful. Here's the other thing I want to bring up too. Again, we're ragging on Raw, right? But not really. Here's who they brought back. Jinder Mahal is back. I enjoy Jinder Mahal. I have questions about what happened to the right side of his face. I don't know what it is. I know that he's been doing a lot of camera work to his left, but he's got a big circle bald spot in his face. I don't know if he had surgery. I don't know if it was a mishap in shaving. I really don't know, but I feel like that wasn't there when he first debuted. I hope he's okay. I don't know if, like I said, he had a surgery where something got removed or something. I have no idea, but next time you look at Jinder, there's a bald spot in his beard on his right face.
Perhaps from an incident with that motorcycle.
Possibly.
I
And
like
Veer and
that
Shanky
intro.
look good too. I'm liking getting those guys on camera.
Right. And I also love Jinder showing up in that motorcycle.
The motorcycle was fantastic.
Yeah. Just a little something extra, but also kind of laid into a little bit of history between him and Drew McIntyre.
Little 3-count history. I almost said 3-count. Did I say 3-count?
We said 3 days, wasn't it?
No.
Anyways, sorry.
They were 3-man band, 3MB. I said 3-count. Wow.
But they also mentioned it took Drew McIntyre 3 days to answer his texts.
Right. But do you know who 3-count was? That was our good, close to your personal friend, Gregory Shane Helms. That was Shannon Moore. And that was Tank Abbott? I don't remember who the third member of 3-count was. Oh, that was Evan Courageous. WCW 3-count.
Yeah.
Tank Abbott. He was just a big boy band fan. That's all he was. Check your WCW history, folks. A slip up by the announcer Jimmy Smith last night. I believe I heard him call Nia Jax Nikki Jax. Happens. I like his energy. Your thoughts overall so far on Jimmy Smith being the lead play-by-play guy on Raw?
I love him. I love it. I was doing some chores while I had some of Raw on last night, and I honestly thought about how well Jimmy Smith has really fit into.
He sounds good.
Raw itself. Yeah, the mold of wrestling. I mean, obviously calling the spots and that excitement, that energy. Again, I've said it before, even his first night in, you wouldn't think that he's new to the WWE brand as far as play-by-play, at least.
Right.
He's tremendous.
Hey, I have a question for you. So she's going by Ash, almost superhero, Nikki Cross. There's been some confusion. Is she Nikki Ash now, or is she Nikki Cross?
You know, when it showed her name, it said Nikki ASH, but then when she came out to the ring, like Rome said, she's almost superhero Nikki Cross. And then you had Corey Graves saying Nikki Ash, and then you had Jimmy Smith saying Nikki Jax or Nia Ash or something.
Right. There's some confusion there. Now, the talk is that Nikki Cross is being asked to drop her last name because there is some consideration of bringing Karrion Kross up to the main roster.
Ooh, that makes a lot of sense that I did not think about till you mentioned that just now. I mean, when's the season?
Well, I mean, this is an AEW. Again, we're not going to get Page and Cage versus Cage and
Page. Right. Well, I mean, I was thinking maybe she was just going to go simply by Nikki. I thought she was going to be almost superhero Nikki, but then they've been saying Nikki Ash, and sometimes when someone says
they're trying to slyly slide Ash in there is what they're trying to do.
Right.
And we're all fumbling over it right now.
Yeah.
Another match between Mustafa Ali versus Mansoor. Mansoor. Again, I'm trying not to be funny because I want to say Mansoors, but that's not what his name is. So I said Mansoor, thinking that I was saying it's Mansoor. Okay.
Or I thought it was Mansoor, but they were saying Mansoor last night.
It might be Mansoor as well. And my apologies if he's listening. Again, I'm a clown. I like to say Mansoors, but I know it's like Mansoor or Mansoor, but yes, and it's Mustafa.
Well, yeah, but Mike Rum said Mustafa, or I'm getting confused too. It was a little off, but anywho.
Well, Ali got the win. That's what we're going to go by from now on. It's Ali. Drew McIntyre against Jinder Mahal. Drew McIntyre has been doing a lot of jokey stuff lately. I don't know where he's at right now. McIntyre is wearing a jacket that says the Scottish psychopath or Scottish warrior on it. Nice leather jacket. And he comes out with that big fancy sword that you guys remember listening to PWR today, and it's been out on the internet since, that sword actually belongs to Vince McMahon. Triple H got it for him when he was over there touring. But Drew McIntyre, for starters, loses the match. I mean, technically he won the match by DQ, but he loses and he got beat down. Jinder and his boys took the sword.
Yeah.
A man's not a man without his own sword.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes. I mean, that's a huge development there. That was a surprise. I mean, Drew McIntyre, winning the match by disqualification, but losing it, like you said, and then Jinder Mahal taking his sword.
Right.
Goodness,
Again,
what
a
is Drew
man's
gonna
not a
do?
man
Right. Well, he
without a
didn't even run
sword.
after it. Was he that hurt? I feel like he would have ran after them taking his sword if that meant so much.
Know.
But just going back to your point about Drew McIntyre being funny, haha, jokey about everything, it's interesting. I mean, I know he's been referencing quotes the past couple
For
weeks.
one, he's related to Davy Crockett.
Davy Crockett.
And that sword is made out of a tooth of Nessie.
Yes.
I mean, come on.
I don't know.
I like the dude that goes through and tries to destroy people. You know what? You've got a chance again.
Mm-hmm. I prefer the Scottish
psychopath
versus the word, but I get it. He's a good guy, but still.
Yeah, you've got a chance again to get back in the main event mix, even though people keep saying you keep getting these chances. Don't know if you win the Money in Bank, that means you get to go after Bobby, negating the stipulation from the last match. Who's to say? But when the draft comes up in August, maybe you just go after Roman.
Yeah.
Mason T-Bar are in the house, taking them to Lucha House Party. Well, they didn't fare too well. Lucha House Party, I thought, looked kind of dominating.
Yeah, it was again another surprise, which I didn't mind. I like surprises, especially during Monday Night Raw. Lucha House
With
Party.
WWE doing their talent cuts that they're doing, these type of matches don't bode well for talent like that, where you just show up back on TV and they get jobbed out.
Yeah, and another thing that was a surprise to my eyes was Shelton Benjamin chasing after the 24/7 title. I know I jumped ahead a little bit there, but just
that's okay.
Something that came to mind when he said that, and I was like, ah.
And talk about a fall. Styles and Riddle. So, by the way, let's go back one step here. The greeting that Damian Priest and Matt Riddle have, where they do like a handshake and then they do they mime biting into a king.
Mm-hmm.
It's fantastic. I know Randy Orton was RK Bro partner, but dude, seriously, I'll take Priest and Riddle. That's a team I'll watch.
Yeah, I was thinking how much chemistry the two of them had, although we know there's still Randy Orton lurking around somewhere, if you will. But yeah, that's definitely something that that WWE can work off of because they are great together.
Riddle wins the match afterwards with the help of the Viking Raiders, of course. The Viking Raiders are still kind of the thorn in the side of AJ Styles and Omos. And on the first Raw in front of a crowd, there will be a tag team title match. Next week, they're going to be going one-on-one singles. Omos will have his first ever singles match on Raw. But again, in 2 weeks, Styles and Omos for the tag team championships in front of the crowd against the Viking Raiders. I got a feeling that the Viking Raiders might get that crowd title win.
I certainly do as well. I think it's time for another tag team to take those Raw tag titles. I mean, AJ Styles and Omos both very talented men, but I especially with the live crowd, of course. Let's give the tag titles to a more proper tag team, if you will. And
ones that have their contract.
that too. Good point, Meathead.
All right, so Charlotte and Rhea Ripley are playing a weird cat and mouse game where Charlotte says she's hurt. It's going to be an update on her injuries. Rhea comes out and mocks her entire entrance and says she's hurt too. Then they get crutches and they swing at each other. Oh, they're not hurt anymore. I'm telling you, there's a tag team championship reign in there somewhere between these two, but this is so weird.
Yeah, it is interesting. Again, I'm still, not sure who's the heel, who's the face. I mean, I feel like I know, but just the way Rhea Ripley came out and mocked Charlotte. I mean, obviously, Charlotte was faking that injury, or at least the extent of it. So we got a good segment there, I think, between the two. A little odd, like you said, but just something that will keep the momentum going for their match to Money in the Bank.
Yeah.
It's showing more fire between the two of them, and
I'm excited for the match. That I want to see.
Yeah, and it is interesting because they're having Rhea do pretty much everything Charlotte is or has been doing, but Charlotte isn't getting. I mean, she's mad, but she's also almost accepting it. So it's just a unique dynamic.
Mhm.
But the two of them, I feel, definitely put on a tremendous match, and we have next week to see just what's next
Right.
in the Charlotte Rhea storyline.
Hey, so you mentioned Shelton Benjamin chasing around the 24/7 champion Akira Tozawa. R-Truth was supposed to be in a tag team match with Jason Riker against Elias and Cedric Alexander. No, Shelton Benjamin is part of the train of 7 wrestlers or whatever that chase around Tozawa. Truth didn't get he got a roll up on 2, but didn't get Tozawa down for the 3 count, and then left Riker to himself to basically beat up on Cedric Alexander again because Elias left the ring.
Yeah. Yeah, you know what I got out of this match is when you mentioned last week, I thought about what you and Matthew talked about with Jackson Riker and his intensity and then his music with like the harmonica.
You heard it, didn't you? I
Yeah.
knew the second that it played, I was like,
And it hits again.
the music's a mismatch right now.
That's what I took out of that match. But no, I don't get the whole thing with Elias right now too. Just, I mean, are they gonna keep this going with him and Jackson Riker? I mean, I feel like it could be. I mean, or I thought maybe we got the tell all with it, or that's not the word I'm trying to say, the end game, if you will, with that strap match. But
Yeah.
still going.
Hey, back to my complaint. Next week on the Go Home for the Thunderdome, they said, "Oh, look who's healthy again. It's Sheamus." Guess who he gets in his first match? The same guy he feuded with over and over and over. Like Humberto Carrillo had nothing to do but wait for Sheamus to get healthy. You couldn't have him doing anything else.
Was he chasing after that 24/7 title?
Right. That's it. That's all you have.
I don't know. Well, obviously, the writers have more in store for the two of them, and this is gonna be the moment that they will get the most pop. I don't know what else to say. I don't know.
You can try to defend it. I'm just saying from a fan perspective, it's the same thing wormed over a 3rd and 4th and 5th time. Getting beat over the head with it.
What does this mean Humberto Carrillo then gets over on Sheamus?
Maybe. That'd be great. Cool. What's next? Because doing the same thing over and over isn't getting us anywhere.
Yeah.
Finally, main event, the New Day taking on Bobby Lashley and MVP. This was supposed to be Xavier versus Bobby. MVP says, you know what? I don't want to wait. I don't think that you deserve a one-on-one. I'm going to go ahead and get myself medically cleared. Xavier, you're not even going to show up. Oh, look at that. Xavier showed up. Let's get New Day versus Bobby and MVP. MVP worked a little bit, but he had a limp. Really, at the end of the day, the story is that the New Day win again. Trouble in Paradise pinning MVP.
Yeah. I mean, this puts the New Day in a higher spot going into the Go Home show, not just for the Thunderdome, but the Go Home Raw for Money in the Bank. And I don't know, that kind of leads me to believe that, next week we'll have Bobby Lashley MVP one-upping the New Day. But I don't know, I guess it ended. I would have liked to have seen our almighty champion a little bit more angry, or a little bit more, I don't know, just throwing chairs or something around instead of him just being like, "Oh, we lost," and like, two Trouble in Paradises. All in all, though, I mean, I'm a fan of the New Day, as you know. Obviously, they're on team long time, and I'm happy to see they got that win. But I'm still unsure of what will happen though at Money in the Bank between him and Bobby.
There is also talk real quick to a news story about how will wrestling be affected by the NBA Finals. Obviously, we are both you and I and everybody in our little group are very closely affected by the NBA Finals, as the Milwaukee Bucks are in the NBA Finals. The games seem to be staying away from the big nights. This is probably going to be one of the first times that Raw is going up uncontested on a Monday night. They don't have to split their audience. They don't have people watching basketball. They don't have people watching the playoffs. And Raw needs to do something, because next week they don't have competition anymore. We need to see something.
Right. Yeah. I mean, they'll have their shot. I mean, you got the All-Star game game 3 of the NBA Finals Sunday. You got the Go Home Raw Monday. You got the
All-Star game, baseball All-Star game on Tuesday. Mm-hmm.
And then we got game 4 of the finals on Wednesday, et cetera, et
Well,
cetera.
I mean, if the Bucks win in 4, then, I mean, it is what it is.
Well, that game 4, though. But yeah. There's a big opportunity for WWE making this upcoming Monday Night Raw tremendous, and I really hope.
And honestly, AEW's in a perfect spot tomorrow night. First live show outside of Jacksonville in Miami. We're going to talk to Matthew Thomas about it tomorrow. Get you all hyped and ready for AEW Dynamite Road Rager happening live in Miami tomorrow night. Are you excited?
Absolutely.
What are you expecting to see?
I mean,
we're not going to get the chance to talk to you, so what are you looking for?
Adam Page opening the show.
Okay. There's nothing wrong with that, though. I mean, it's, even though it used to be called the curtain jerker position, that's an important spot, actually.
Yeah, I mean, I'm thinking what title defenses are taking place tomorrow.
TNT, I believe.
Okay, I think.
And tag team? I think the Bucks have to take on Kingston and, or did that happen already?
Penta. I'm not sure, but I anticipate one title change. A
title change in front of the fans?
Yeah.
Okay.
Possibly.
Well, it won't be the TNT championship, so I don't know if there's going to be a title change. TNT will stay where it's at, and I don't think the Bucks would drop the. I mean, they might drop the tag belts.
I'm not sure, but I mean,
I'm excited to see what it looks like. What's the setup at the building? It's Wednesday night. You know what that means? It's WWE Dynamite. Sorry, JR. I got jokes.
Oh, yeah. And I didn't even think about it that we're back indoors.
Right.
With the live crowd. So used to Daly's place. And
yeah, so we won't know what time it is outside because we won't be able to see the sun.
Right. Yeah.
But I'll tell you, AEW shows over the last month that have had the sun in the background had a great look to them.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be huge. I'm very excited for it. And I'm just going to go in with an open mind and see what happens.
I cannot wait till August when AEW makes its way to the Panther Arena in Milwaukee, Wisconsin for a live Dynamite. I'm ready. All right.
Absolutely.
Well, Linda, thank you again. Sorry we didn't get to talk to you yesterday morning, but everybody recouping from the 4th of July, so...
Well, also this week I got to prep as well. We got a huge GLCW
show tell me.
upcoming Saturday. It's GLCW's return to the annual Ashepin Fireman's Picnic, Ashepin, Wisconsin, that is. It's roughly an hour west of Milwaukee.
Yep.
It is a free show, fun show as well. It's a festival in the town of Ashepin. Last year, Meathead, I got to make my in-ring debut.
I remember
in a tag match to close up the show, and lo and behold, Linda Kay actually has a match on the card this year as well.
Well, you're on the card because last year you weren't on the card. You got kind of pushed into a match last year, didn't you?
Yeah. So, this year I'll be doing some ring announcing, but I also have a match against Wisconsin's own Sierra as well. But we also have, not enough about me. We've got WWE's former WWE superstar Val Venus.
Hello, ladies.
Will also be in the house. He's going to be tagging with our pal, the fanny pack kid, Cal Hero.
The kid with the fanny pack. I like that guy.
Yeah, they're going to be in the main event tag match against Joey Jet Avalon and OVW's Drew Hernandez. But we also have Justin Jackson from OVW coming up for the show. We've got our GLCW tag.
Justin Jackson's the one that's tagging with Cal down in OVW, right?
Yeah, exactly. And
had a great video with that Ronnie guy. What was it, Reverend Ronnie?
Reverend Ronnie Roberts, yes.
That guy's hilarious. I love him.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I got to have a little spot with Cal and Dustin last week at WW as well. But yeah, so all in all, make sure to check it out this Saturday, July 10th. It is a free show, Asherpan Fireman's Picnic, around at 6 p.m. Don't miss out. And a chance for Linda Kay to work some magic in the ring.
There you go.
Outside of the mic.
Fantastic. All right. So tomorrow morning we talk to Matthew Thomas, and we will get you ready for the first Dynamite on the road in over a year's time. So for Linda Kay, the man they call Meathead, hey, thanks for stopping by. So long, everyone.